What is suffering?
Suffering means things are not happening according to you. Your ego is crashed. Your eyes start to see things as they are. And in each suffering, you die a death. Kaliyuga is that when a thought becomes more important, as soon as first thought arises, Kaliyuga begins. Means now, I'm not looking at you, I'm looking at the thought of you. It's Kaliyuga. But when I see you, that is Satyayuga.
Everything in this universe has a purpose. What would have been the actual purpose of the mind?
First, take this idea of purpose out. That is misguiding and torturing so many. Satyaji, what is my purpose? Are you crazy? We say, I want to be free. What does that really mean? We long to become who we are.
Because inherently we know who we are.
That's what our spiritual journey is.
Do you feel a lot of Osho's teachings are misunderstood?
What I thought I heard Osho and what I thought he meant and today what I think is completely different. I said, Babaji, how to come to know what will happen next? He said, what if God also doesn't know what will happen next?
We shot this amazing podcast with Satyakaam Ramkrishan and I truly had goosebumps when we finished that. That's exactly why I could not record a video back then. Because even before the podcast started, we had a very deep, intense conversation where I teared up for almost 10 to 15 minutes, and to just come back out of the zone and come into the zone of asking him questions in itself took some time. It's probably one of the best conversations I've had in my entire life, and I'm sure it is going to be transformative for every single person who's going to watch this. He's truly a mystic in his own way, and his concepts about karma, his concepts about the purpose of life, and his concepts about living in the present moment in itself is just so refreshing, and it just connects with some aspect inside of you that's always longed for much deeper answers in your life. I thoroughly enjoyed this conversation, and I'm 100% sure that each one of you who's going to watch this conversation till the end is going to come back to the same podcast again and again and watch this multiple times, because every time you watch this, there is a new answer that is going to come up for all of you. Enjoy the podcast. Satyaji, thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you.
I mean, for all the people who are watching, they probably didn't know what happened in the last 40 minutes of, I don't know why I ended up tearing up for something that you really said. We're going to dive deep into a lot of aspects, and most of the questions, like you said, though I have a bunch of questions written down, I would love to go with the flow and intuitively ask you the questions that probably I want an answer, because I definitely believe there are so many people who will get benefited from the same questions, from the same answers. So, Thank you so much for doing this today. So, before we even begin with the journey of life and death and spirituality and everything, I want to ask you, how was your childhood?
Oh, traumatic.
Okay.
But fun.
Okay, can you talk to us about it?
I mean, after the school starts, its trauma starts. But before that, childhood was, I used to stare at sun a lot as a child. And then sometimes I would close my eyes, I would feel, or even sitting in a room, I would feel that room has become very vast. I'll close my eyes, it will feel not normally what you see, but you will see it's a huge space. It used to scare me. That is when I had first time a seizure.
Okay.
So later on I realized that there is a technique in Vigyan Bhairav Tantra where Shiva says that feel your head, infinite, expanded everywhere. The space, Space is not a thought. Thoughts happen in that space. Only now I understood why that was happening. Because then I had seizures, epilepsy in youth, but then I understood it was not epilepsy even. It was something you carry from your past life, which is more than what is the story in today's life is. So it contradicts with that. Till your this life ego personality adjusts to the new reality, which is vaster than your ego, till then you will have seizures.
Okay.
Because it's a circuit malfunction. Your capacity is much bigger. That's why some people cannot fit into certain jobs or relations. Not they're incapable, their capacity is too much big for what relation or a job demands.
Right.
So they somehow cannot find themselves fitting into something.
Mm.
That's why many people are unable to follow certain which everybody is following.
When did you realize this, that you were not cut out for what the world wanted you to do?
There's not certain time you realize. It's just somehow by nature you're doing variety of things. I was learning many arts, painting, this and that. So I kept on learning more and more. Then I came across Osho, started to read him a lot, Krishnamurti and anything I could find. So basically, I did not know consciously that this is how it is. But the creativity in the mind wants to explore more. So in that exploration, it takes you where you need to go. Because some people go to a place, let's say tourist spot, to entertain themselves. But right way to go is to expand yourself. So some people go to a Sadguru to get rid of their problems, but some go to expand themselves.
Okay.
And those are the rare people, and those are the people Sadgurus want. Because gurus are not hospitals, they're gardens. You're supposed to grow gardens, not that fix my disease, then I will say, thank you, you are great. No. That's where people misunderstand spirituality. It's not a hospital. It's a probiotic.
Okay.
And it is supposed to bring out your potential, not to fix your pimples. It's a brain surgery.
So there are two kinds of people from what you said. One kind of people go to cure their diseases. Other kind of people go to expand themselves. So both of it stems from a desire. I want to cure this. I want to expand myself. So why is the desire for both kinds of people different?
One is trained thought.
Okay.
Because you are trained to be efficient, not to be yourself. You're trained to be efficient. Out of that, you are suffering. You are engaged. Your energy, your creativity, it was designed to expand. Now it is, what you say, converged into one direction. A specialist. For what? A job or a career. Meanwhile, you are a 360-degree angles of life, but you have chosen few angles. And out of that, you're suffering. So then you go to a guru. Why I am suffering? But still you insist your narrative. But guru is there to cancel your narrative so that you don't talk about one or two angles, but 360-degree angles of you.
Okay.
So a person who is aware consciously or unconsciously, many people are going to fix their problem, but the inherent need is to expand. Okay. They think if I get that woman, get that job, if this sickness goes, then I will be fine. But Guru knows that's not the problem. Problem is you are binding your energy with what you want and you are not looking at what you need.
What's the difference?
Want is something trained into you.
Okay.
As I just told.
Yes.
It's a conditioning.
Okay.
Need is to expand.
Okay.
So we are bonsais. We need to be full-blown trees. As I keep on giving an example that we are like eggs. Egg has two possibilities. If it is cracked from outside, it will become an omelette. But if it cracks from inside, it will give birth to a new being.
Right.
So we are cracked from outside eggs. And a process with Guru is how to crack the crust of society conditionings and what you want, what you should do. You should crack that. That's why people take drugs, to crack that. Because problem is not the drug. Problem is your mind. Okay. You need a break from your mind. That's why people are taking psychedelics also.
Okay.
And once you realize it's a break from mind, it is not any drug. That's where you realize that actually I need to crack. And best way to crack is don't run away from your suffering. Once you're in the suffering, you will crack this thing. What
is suffering?
Suffering means things are not happening according to you. That's what suffering is. I want it like that. But if you look at the fact, This has happened. This person has left me. Now I am in pain. What normally people will do, so let me avoid this suffering. I find another relation or entertainment. But if you stay with the suffering, because in suffering you become focused, that's where you will see yourself naked as you are. When you were in happiness, you could brag, I can do this, nothing happens to me. But when it happens, you know what hurts in the suffering most is to realize that you're hurt.
Okay.
Your ego is crashed.
Okay.
And then that's when you look at it, it brings you humility. Your eyes start to see things as they are. And when you see things as they are, your old stories cannot go on. And in each suffering, you die a death. People think they're missing their dead friend or a relative or a wife. No, you are missing that part of ego which was defined by your wife or your father. When that father or the girlfriend dies, that aspect dies. You're not crying for the person gone. You're crying for that ego part of you, which won't be defined by anybody else ever again. So people who die, they don't experience death. People who are living, they experience death.
Of their own identity.
Yes. Otherwise, there is no death. Real death is death of your identity.
Is suffering truly important for us to evolve in life?
You are saying that is negative really important for bulb to come up?
Okay.
In Shandilya Bhakti Sutra, he explains that life is a movement between dualities. You cancel the duality, there will be no movement. So what yogi is doing, he's going beyond this duality. That's why he's not born again.
Okay.
Or his body also dies early. But there is a Krishna kind of people who enjoy the duality, but not holding on to any one aspect.
Okay.
That is a secret to live in this life. Do not choose between dualities. When happiness comes, remember there is suffering also coming. Relax, enjoy. And when suffering comes, don't freak out. Don't commit suicide. You also know it is going. So then you will see it's a play going on. Nobody is your and nobody is stranger. Everything is just a play going on.
But the mind clings on to only wanting the good experiences in life.
Yeah.
Why does that happen?
Because when you do not feel joy of your being, you are living in a stagnant, boring state, and you need constantly kicks and entertainments, hopes in the mind. What we call happiness is more of a mental idea. It is not something felt really.
Okay.
You think you suddenly get 1 crore rupees or something, $1 million rupees. Your body is not ecstatic. Your mind is just, oh great, you know. You're suddenly have a freedom to live your desires. But still, it's not an energy experience. But we long for a live energy experience, which I call juice of life, which is called Kali, the electric current of the cosmos. Each addiction, each indulgence gives you a brief glimpse of that electric experience of you.
Okay.
What is sex? What is drug? It puts you into that vibration. You first time become aware, I am not this thought structure, but a vibration. When you are in vibration, you are limitless. Electricity is everywhere in the cosmos. But a thought or a picture appearing because of that electricity is limited only to its frame.
Okay.
But electricity running through us is cosmic. So we long to become who we are.
Okay. So the reason why we long to become who we are is because inherently we know who we are.
Yeah, not as a knowledge.
Okay. But as a knowing.
As in knowing,
okay,
it's like they say the matter is condensed light. Means matter means darkness. So in darkness, there is a constant drive to become light again. That's what our spiritual journey is. It's not even personal also. When you say, oh, I'm a spiritual seeker, no, it's not you.
Okay.
It's your bound energy into density. Too much bondage, too many thoughts, you are dense. And we say, I want to be free. What does that really mean? You want to become sky again. Ether becomes the earth. And it longs to become ether again. This constant movement between the ether to the earth is what play of life is, Leela is.
Okay.
Because even so, there is another way also. Even when you're bound, if you have no problem with it, you can still experience sky of you as earth. That is the royal way of spirituality. That is devotion. Don't say that, free me. He say, you are playing a matter. You are here. So I will see you, the form you have taken. So Krishna says, such devotees I love.
Okay.
Because they are not putting their condition, free me. No. If that one is playing matter and bondage and story, a drama, a world war, you say, great. Don't judge it.
Okay.
There you will also have a darshan. There you will have a revelation.
So this idea of free me also comes from the ego.
Idea of?
Free me. Just I want to be liberated.
Yeah.
That also comes from the identity?
No, it's essentially there is an energetic longing, energy in you want to expand.
Okay.
There are two dimensions of energy. Either it's expanding or it is contracting. There is no pause in energy ever. So we try to bring it to a pause with ideas, with desires. And we manage. And that's what is called stagnation. And that's what is called cancer in the body.
Okay.
If you somehow luckily start to expand that energy, that's where your sickness disappears on all levels. Because essentially, any energy trapped will become your suffering, disease, sickness. And today's culture, from the age 3rd or 4th, they tell children to repress their energy, adjust to school, don't do this, don't do that. So he trains. Interrupted child is what we call adult.
Wow.
And Jesus says that you have to be like innocent like a child to be in the kingdom of God. What does this mean? Why they call Shankar the Bhole, innocent one? It means no conditioning. You're just vibrating with life as it is now.
So when we started, you said something. We don't suffer from life. We suffer from our own ideas of life. What does that mean?
Because that's what is Kaliyuga is. Kaliyuga means the real definition of Kaliyuga is that when a thought becomes more important, as soon as first thought arises, Kaliyuga begins. Means now you are not, I'm not looking at you, I'm looking at the thought of you. It's Kaliyuga. But when I see you, that is Satyuga. Because I see a thought of you as I see you. This is what I like, this is what I don't like. So this duality, this division, when you divide anything outside, you also get divided. Your one energy vibration becomes fragmented into various thoughts. And that state is the state of suffering.
So I was talking to you about a question. When somebody takes a psychedelic or when somebody does drugs, it opens their mind to something which they're not able to feel or fathom in a normal structure right now. So what does it actually show to us when somebody does a psychedelic?
It essentially shows to you a world which is not part of your mind. How you see yourself, how you perceive world, it's all your ideas. And drugs basically relax that aspect of your mind. You start to see deeply. You start to actually feel. And in that, because there is a thought which is originated from concepts, and poets and artists know about thought, which is originated from feel of life. That's why they are geniuses.
Right.
They didn't conceptualize, figure out, okay, if I put this word here, it will be great poetry.
Yeah.
No, they were feeling life, and that feeling, that music took over and expressed the words.
Right.
So that's why there is a poetry. There is a music in the word is poetry.
Okay.
So you enter into that poetic state of you when you take that drug. And everybody wants to go there, because when you fall in love, you briefly also enter that poetic state of you.
Okay.
Where you're feeling yourself as energy.
Okay.
That's why you will see children, youngsters become very daring once they fall in love. Because they step out of the structure. Now they know themselves as a vibration. Of course, they again commit suicide by getting married. And kill each other. But otherwise, that's what Tantra says. Shiva says, stay with the beginning. Stay with the romance. Don't take it anywhere. But if you stay with just feel of the person, don't take it anywhere. Don't try to make it a marriage or an affair. Just enjoy each other. You both will become like a holy couple.
Yeah.
Because your energies will keep on expanding.
Right.
But look what happens. As soon as you feel good, you want to immediately own the thing. You want to make it part of your security and thoughts.
Right.
I'm not saying don't marry, or if you're married, you are disaster. No. Break that pattern. See who is sitting in front of you is new being, not the one you know since 10 years. That's where love flows. Love means to see all of you, not what I prefer. That's what is hurting in relation. But wife says, you don't listen to me. And you say, you don't see me what I do. Because I want to see only what I want to see. I'm not seeing you as you are.
Right.
And that's what Cosmos is complaining from us.
Okay.
We are seeing our versions. Some call it Shiva, some call it Ram, some call it Durga. But we are not seeing as it is. Okay. It has no name. So, I think divine must be very sad also. Because either we want liberation, I create something very beautiful for you, and then you say, liberate me from this. Really? Or we want some little chunk of it.
Yeah. To repeat again and again. Yeah.
Whereas you could get the whole kingdom by befriending the big boss, Thakurji, what we call. You will say that, I just want to be with you. I don't want anything. I don't want liberation. Why? I won't be able to see you if I'm liberated. And that is a completely different journey. It's neither spiritual nor material. It is, let's not say more about it.
Is it to kind of have that connection with the divine and say, you do what you want to do with my life and with everything around me. I'm just going to stay connected with you.
Yeah, your only function is, just please do not let this connection go away. Rest, I don't care. For Krishna says, for such, I come running and even change my own dharmas and rules to be with them. Yeah. For a yogi, it will take lots of sadhana to experience God. But for a devotee, it can happen in 1 hour also. All it needs is sincerity, your real deep sincerity. I want to just feel you. I don't want anything else.
Right.
That is sweet honey to divine. Because nobody is saying that. What you will give me, it's all business. Chanting mantra, I do Shri Lalita Sahasranam, what benefits will happen? That's why you're doing it. But if you just do the mantra, you don't need then nayas and kiryas. If you just do the mantra, I just want to connect with you, then you don't need all these tantric scientific practices.
Okay.
You need tantric scientific practices by right guru because you are looking for a result. When you're making a deal, you better make a deal perfect. If you make any mistake, whole deal is off.
Okay.
But when you say no deal, I just want to feel you. So here I am. It's not far. Yeah. What do you think is this?
Wow. Do you believe all human beings are inherently selfish? We end up doing things that make us feel good.
You see, highest state in India is called Kaivalya.
Okay.
Kaivalya means when you realize it's only I which exists. I am the tree. I am the cosmos. There is no other. Coming back to your selfish point, why I said you will understand what I mean. Other is devotion, which says it's only you. It's question of how you approach this reality.
Okay.
When we say selfish, one selfish is positive selfish. Other selfish is manipulative selfish. That I don't care about others, I should get the benefit.
Okay.
But other selfish is, before I oblige to your conditions, first I have to be joyful.
Correct.
So there you become selfish. Out of that joy, you will be the most giving person.
True. True.
Inherently, it's only your world. You see, you thinking there in your matrix, you are the main boss.
Correct.
Rest everybody's character in your story.
Yes.
So that is kind of you only with this life. So inherently we are selfish. Because even you say you don't love me, it's about me. Love me.
Yes.
Even you say I give to other people, you're saying I give to other people.
Yes.
So inherently, no matter what you do, it is going to be action of yourself. But if it's for profit only for yourself, that is a negative selfish.
Correct.
Otherwise, everything you do is just self-doing. Sacrifice is not something you take your wood and give to others. Real sacrifice is you give your fire and light to other. But what in the name of sacrifice, we giving our wood to other. So that's where you have to become selfish. No, I will burn my wood. You can have my heat and light. Don't come too close to my fire, you will burn. Don't call me angry then. And we are telling people don't burn. Why? Because it burns. But if you are not burning, you cannot give heat and light. You cannot give love and wisdom.
Okay.
So you need others to give you verbal love and verbal wisdom.
Okay.
So being selfish means spirituality is first catching fire. Anything restricting that catching fire, you take it out from your life, be it a relation or anything. Not that take it out, just you say, no, I need to first activate myself. That is where the real transformation starts into your life, because you realize that nobody can give you anything till you don't catch fire. Because we are not designed to take things. We are designed to give, create in this cosmos. There is only one creativity in this cosmos, which is fire.
Okay.
So if you do not catch fire, if you don't become passionate, you cannot really serve society or your relations.
Are all human beings actually passionate, and some people forget that they are?
Not forget, they're repressed.
Okay.
Because of the judgments of religions and social structures and moral structures. Be nice. Love others. You tell a child, you be yourself and burn. Love and wisdom will happen.
Okay.
It has to happen. It's a nature.
Right. But why are parents scared of letting children be the way they are?
Because they are also trained to not to be the way they are. So they say, this is how it works.
Okay.
Somebody has to break that pattern, no?
Yes.
No. And there is a fear behind allowing the Shakti. Because Shakti is rebellious. It will break structures. It will form new formations. But societies can't run on that, no? Society needs slaves to repeat what patterns are set. So the Kaliyuga is people are trapped into the structures formed by others. And we're imposing them on children, on ourselves.
So that longing that all of us have is to break out of the structure and let the Shakti flow through us.
Yeah, here you have to remember, Shakti, when it breaks structure, it is breaking structure for something new.
Okay.
But when we break structures, it is dead end in itself.
Okay.
We're just breaking, but we have nothing new to offer.
Okay.
That's what hippies did. We don't follow this system. We'll live freely. But that freedom, if it's not for creativity, then that freedom will kill you.
Okay.
It's stagnant.
Okay.
Like people are doing yoga, they're becoming healthy, but they do not know what to do with their health. And then they go into the same old habits of the mind to indulge, to do stupid things. So that's why I insist on creativity, that if you become spiritual, you will have lots of energy available because you have taken it out of your unnecessary investments of, relations and obligations and all that. Now, if you do not have something creative to do, that energy will drive you crazy. Yeah. So that's what Kundalini means. They say, don't awaken your Kundalini because Kundalini means creativity of the cosmos. And you're activating into your system. If you are not like a cosmos, creating infinitely, that very Kundalini will drive you crazy. It can kill you also. You see, you are like a 50-watt bulb and suddenly million watts are flowing through you.
Okay.
It will burst your system.
Oh, we can't handle it.
We can't handle it because we are not trained to live beyond few thoughts.
Okay.
That is the structure you're bound into.
So what basically happens to us spiritually when the Kundalini awakening happens?
Let's say whole life is Kundalini.
Okay.
It's a movement of Kundalini which you see.
Okay.
Shakti, the creativity. So within us, at the root of our spine, there is a dormant force, the cosmic force, from where we are kind of taking little bit of it to function. For example, when a child is born, he's basically born with a Kundalini fully functional.
Oh, okay.
That's why children are so beautiful and they're enjoying everything because even if they touch, it's a full electric touch. They're not thinking anything. So they are one with life. When Kundalini awakens, you become one with life. Why Kundalini drives you crazy? Because you have a mind which is not one with life. It questions. It says, what is this? What is that? So accordingly, your body is also rigid. So most of the problems which happens when energy awakens, if your system is not flowing and at ease, it's like pressure cooker, Kundalini is like you're putting on the fire, but the top lid is blocked.
Okay.
So that's why disasters happen when without a guru or without right kind of physical and mental training, you awaken your Kundalini.
Okay.
Because that's why many of the saints at a young age, they were able to do that because there was no conditioning on the energy. So when your energy becomes unconditioned, mind becomes unconditioned, then your shakti starts to expand and move.
Okay. So you said when you started off with understanding about life and the truth, the first encounter you had was with Osho's teachings. Do you feel a lot of Osho's teachings are misunderstood?
You see, no guru's teachings can be understood intellectually.
Okay.
Because what I thought I heard Osho and what I thought he meant was, and today what I think is completely different.
Okay.
Because if I tell you sweet, but you have not tasted sweet, so you have concepts and philosophies about sweet. But when you actually taste, whole philosophies go out of window. Then you also know which was closest to this experience. Right?
Right.
So spiritual or guru is talking about the experiential thing, not a philosophy. But mistake happens is that we think Gita or all the scriptures are philosophies. No. They are recipes to be cooked, not to be talked about.
Wow. Okay.
So when you have a recipe, you don't say that which recipe is right. No, you start cooking. Because your body needs food, it doesn't need recipe. And we think scriptures and all that, these recipes. I am dying of hunger and I have collected 100 recipes. And then I say, why I am not feeling what I wanted to feel? Because you're not eating anything yet. So need of your being is to eat a truth.
Okay. Is that why we feel that sense of peace and ease when we are in the presence of a guru?
Yes. Because you are with life only, You are alive, but you're not with yourself. Through guru, you learn to be with life. Then you realize, actually, there's no guru out there. You're basically being with your life. Just guru became a medium for you to be with your life.
Okay.
And feeling it. That's all. Then life decides.
Okay.
People think now you become enlightened, now you should open an ashram. No guru ever tries to open an ashram. It happens if there is need. Otherwise, this is huge ashram. If you know how to look at it, this is a huge ashram going on. There are not separate ashrams needed. And this is the temple.
If the soul truly knows that it is coming from the Creator itself, what is his entire Maya of birth and death? What is the purpose of it? There
is no soul.
Okay.
It's like this, you think that a wave arises and you think it has a separate soul in it, water in it. It's the whole ocean itself, right?
Right.
So this is one of the basic duality which misguides people, that there is a separate soul, you have separate and I have separate.
Okay.
It's just electric. Let's come back at Kali. It's the same Shakti which is flowing through you from me. So you think there are two separate electricities?
No.
So a sun shines and in a pond there are many waves and you see hundreds of suns. You think there are hundreds of suns?
No.
So this reflected light of that divine into you, you can call it a separate soul, but it is misinterpretation.
Okay. Is it the illusion of separation?
Yeah.
What creates the illusion of separation?
Words.
Okay. Explain.
When you say soul and body, this is illusion. There is no soul and body. There is just one presence which appears as body, as cosmos. as matter, as stone, as a bird, as you, as a thought, as a movement.
Okay.
So basically, that one is playing Gayathri and Satyaji and talking about itself. It's very narcissist. Ocean is telling the waves to talk about me, please.
It's actually crazy to think about it, but what I want to understand is everything in this universe has a purpose, according to me. What would have been the actual purpose of the mind?
First, take this idea of purpose out.
Okay.
Because that is misguiding and torturing so many. Satyaji, what is my purpose?
Okay.
Are you crazy? Purpose means you are not free anymore. Purposes are something, let's say, we should start asking, what is my play in this life? Which play to play?
Okay.
Creativity is your purpose. You're supposed to invent next moment, not think that there is a destiny, how it will happen. Because there is no time in this cosmos, right?
Right.
So you think somewhere destiny fits into that? Destiny is all about tomorrow. Purpose is all about tomorrow.
Correct.
To be here and participate and engage is your only purpose. And this decides what it will create next.
Okay.
So that is what you say, the divine direction of life. Then even you, I remember once in Rishikesh, I was talking to a Babaji, and what he said scared me, but then I saw the point. He said, I said, Babaji, how to come to know that what will happen next? He said, what if God also doesn't know what will happen next?
Okay.
Because if you are a Brahma, the creator, why you need to know what will happen? I will create. But then why we don't allow that freedom to ourselves? Because we want to blame on others and destiny.
Okay.
To become creator means you're fully responsible for now. Whatever you create, you're going to live that, and you have. Most of the people don't want to have, people talk about freedom, but they don't. Freedom means being, I am fully responsible for what I feel and who I am.
Right.
Then freedom is gifted to you.
Yes.
Now you're going to take next step on your authority.
Yes.
Not saying because of you I am doing this. I am willing to face every consequence of it.
Right.
Then you are the divine itself. Who is moving for the joy of it, not for the purpose of it.
Right.
But by essence, what Krishna's Karma Yoga is about, act out of the joy of action.
Right.
When he says that don't have any vasana about future, he didn't say the other thing, because then people will make it another game. When you have no vasana out there, your energy gets focused here. And when your energy is here, it becomes joy.
Right.
When energy is fully present, it becomes vibration, and you love to vibrate. That's what happens with drugs. That's what happens with sex. For some time, you are in the present vibrating. And you think it's because of woman or man or the drug you're feeling this. No, you're feeling yourself without any future or past. You're just vibrating here.
Right.
And that is state of Sachidanand or the divine or whatever.
Right. But why is the mind always looking at the past or projecting in the future? Why does it do that?
Because mind is made of that. Memories and thoughts.
Okay. Okay.
So it will refer only to what it has known and project what it has known into the future as future.
Okay.
But both are illusions. Nothing ever happened in the past and nothing ever happens in the future. It all happens here.
So being in the present moment is very similar to being mindless?
No.
Then?
Becoming the mind of the cosmos. Right now you're a small mind.
Okay.
And mind of cosmos is not an information thought.
Yeah.
It looks empty, but it is like sky looks empty, but it contains the whole cosmos. We think mind as thoughts. No. Mind is many, many things. It's a movement also. It's a feeling also. And even thoughts don't come from the mind. It's a perception of the Shiva, let's say. which becomes a thought in us, But even scientists do not know where the thoughts come from.
Right.
Thoughts come from, brain is like an antenna.
Okay.
It catches the thoughts of the life.
Depending on what frequency we are vibrating at?
Yeah, but where we have gone wrong is that we have become a memory bank as a mind.
Okay.
We are not into that empty space where the new signals of present cosmos can vibrate us and make us creative. We are only trying to repeat the past signals. And because why we do that? To stay secure. Because you know what is going to be the result.
Right.
But when that comes in, creativity is insecure. It always brings something new. And new is what we are afraid of. We do not love life. We are afraid of life because life is always new. You know what new means? Death of the old.
Right.
And we are afraid of life because it kills your stories. So you are not living really. You are dying every day into your thoughts.
So we're basically not scared of the unknown. We're scared of something that could happen in the unknown that I'm not prepared for.
Yeah. And mind is never prepared.
Okay.
It wants only what it knows.
That is the property of the mind.
It is property of its memory. That's all.
Okay. How do we transcend it?
One way is totality. Become total energy.
Mm-hmm.
Engage with the present action.
Mm-hmm.
Mind thinks only when it's not living. Because you see, mind is not a problem. It's a tool for the service of life.
Correct.
But whereas with our conditioning, we have made whole life for the service of mind. That's what Kaliyuga is.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
So when you become total in action, then thinking mind dissolves, it becomes the action. Other method is watch your thoughts. Don't engage with your thoughts. Discrimination will come. You will see clearly that this is just a thought. It's not a reality. So then when there is no thought, you are in the present and spontaneous action comes out of that. But our actions are not spontaneous. They are calculated approaches to get profit or efficiency or the results.
Yes.
So that's why, for example, when you're dancing, a point comes when you're just a dance.
Yes.
You're experiencing Krishna, the divine, the total, Nataraj dancing. Because who is dancing? You? No.
Yeah.
It's those particles that Nataraj is dancing.
Right.
So that's why surrender is insisted on this path of totality, devotion.
Okay.
Other is yogic path or Buddha's path. Don't participate with your stories in the head. So when you watch your mind, one of the method is focus on the gap between the thoughts. Not on thoughts. You're jumping from thought to thought. A meditator is staying with the gaps. So whatever you insist on, that will start to expand in you. But if you insist on thoughts, more thoughts will come. But if you insist on that silence, for example, you see there are clouds, right? You can see only the clouds. But if I ask you to become aware of the sky in which there are clouds, similarly, when you close your eyes, become aware of the presence in which thoughts are going on.
Okay.
So then you will know thoughts just come and go. But right now, they are your whole story.
Yes. Yes.
So, but when you see it, something comes and goes, you're disconnecting from the ego mind. Ego mind is nothing but repeating thoughts. People love drama, stories, gossip, because with each thought, you feel you exist as a thinker.
Correct. Yeah.
Like Krishnamurti says, thinker is the thought. There are two separate entities. When you're not thinking, there is no thinker.
Yeah.
So, thinker is the thoughts. Sky is the cloud.
So you keep speaking a lot about Shiva and Shakti. What is Shiva according to you?
Let's say this all is Shiva. It's like you're asking me, tell me which wave is the ocean? It's a wrong question. Is there anything else other than Shiva?
When did this realization happen?
Again, there are two paths. One is sudden, which is yoga. One day you boom, explode into it. And other is of devotion or totality. It slowly, drop by drop, sinks into you. And it's the most beautiful way. Because yoga, it's lots of suffering, lots of fighting desires and this and that. But in other path, it's like you're not suddenly flooded, but you are made used to its presence drop by drop. You're tasting it in every action. You keep reminding that, and slowly your mind starts to see. Then you start to feel that, okay, no need for enlightenment, no need for world. It's always Shiva and Shakti. Every given moment, this conversation, you are listening, I am speaking. This talk is Shakti and Shiva together. So this is called Simran in devotion. You constantly remember this. You don't need any technique. Even every action will become prosperous into you. Because when you're all there, revering Shiva and Shakti in your actions, in your talks, of course, they're creating a cosmos. Why they can't create your life? But we deny them. We think my thought is right. So, constant remembrance. One beautiful technique in Vigyan Bhairav Tantra, Shiva says that world is known through knower and the known. Knower and the known. Consider them as one being. So when you're looking at a tree, not you looking at a tree, it's one being only.
Yeah.
One side is looking, other side is tree. That is bhakti, is intimacy with everything.
Does Tantra also talk about this?
Yeah.
But why is it so misunderstood?
Because people are afraid of energy, which is sex and all that. So that's misunderstood. And when, you see, if you really understand Shakti, you have to see her dark side also.
Okay.
It destroys, it kills, it's a murder, it's war also.
Okay.
But in total, life is neither good nor bad. It just is.
Okay. So Tantra speaks a lot about the sexual energy, right? But where are people getting it wrong when it comes to the sexual energy?
Tantra, Vigyan Bhairav Tantra has only 4 techniques of sex.
Okay.
Rest 108 techniques are about various approaches to understand divine through body, through senses, through eyes, through ears. But somehow people think Tantra is all about sex.
Yes.
Till you do not have reverence for Shakti, sex Tantra practice will become a game for your lust.
Okay.
In old times when they used to do Tantra practice, Guru will ask a couple first to worship each other for 3 years before touching each other.
Okay.
Till I don't see divine into you, you do not see divine into me. Till then, Guru will say, you cannot touch her. Once I see divine into you, then he will say, now you can interact. Because now you are not interacting with the woman of your fantasy or the man of your whatever. You are not seeing the Shiva in her, Shakti in her. And that's who you are touching. So as Krishna says, howsoever you perceive me, that's how I will appear to you. So if I see a goddess into you and touch you like that, your goddess will wake up. But if I see a bitch into you, I'm creating a bitch out of you through my touch.
Wow.
So that's why in relations, we are forming each other by our projections and expectations. Why you like to be around Guru? He doesn't see you as the person. He sees you, divine has come as a disciple. You feel great, but you do not know why you're feeling great.
Yeah.
Because he's not acknowledging your story. He's acknowledging that which is.
And that can be sensed by me.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're really receptive and open. And if you have no inferiority complex and self-rejection, no, I can't be divine.
Okay.
You see, there are 2 kinds of egos. I am something special and I am not special.
Okay.
So-called humility is very egoless. Oh, I am nothing. That is also ego. I am nothing. Who are you to say I am nothing?
Exactly.
You are everything.
Yeah.
It includes every color of you, good and bad. Till you don't accept your dark side and positive side together as one, as negative, positive, as light and shadow, till then you cannot have experience of Shiva.
So when we speak about being the most authentic version of ourselves, a lot of people find it very difficult and they have a mask or a facade, because this is my understanding. I believe people have rejected parts of themselves and they've judged enough parts of themselves. And now when they go out into the world, they're very terrified about the fact that somebody else will judge them for what they've been judging about themselves. So how does one truly tap into their authenticity to understand that they're bigger than their thoughts and they're not their thoughts? How does one get to that point?
You have to first get out of the crutch of thoughts. Like Krishnamurti says, seeing thought as a thought is freedom.
Yeah.
But if I'm judging you, I see it as a truth. I am bound by the judgment. But when I see that judgment, just a thought, it has nothing to do with Gayathri. I am experiencing you as an energy. I as an energy connecting with your energy. So people reject their energy because of prominent ideas, dominant ideas in society. This is good, this is bad. We impose on our energy, we restrict our energy. Now I have something hidden and restricted. And I'm showing something which is hypocritical.
Yeah.
So now I'm constantly afraid. I'm afraid to be vulnerable because why you think people feel betrayed in love? Because they like each other, but once they come together, they realize it's completely other person.
Yes.
If I cannot face my dark side, I cannot really love other. Because when I will come close to a woman or a man or anybody, I will see the dark side also. And then couples also reject. I don't like that part of you. So love means to be seen as you are. To create means to be seen as you are. I can change or create only when I see all of you as you are. Because I say, I have no problem with any aspect of you. In that, you start to expand. Otherwise, when I'm rejecting, you're contracting.
Yeah.
That's how each relationship is killing each other in the name of love and everything. Otherwise, we're supposed to expand with each other. Especially in culture like Punjab, getting angry is considered as a sign of intimacy.
Yes. There are certain movies that also portray that.
Yeah. Because in anger, I am showing intimacy. You know, anger is not against love. Indifference is against love. I don't care. That is worse than hate. In hate, I am still passionate. Because one day that hate will turn into friendship. But in indifference, does not matter you exist or not. So indifference should be about your thoughts. Your mind will then die. But for relations are concerned, you have to be intense. Show all aspects of you and let other show their all aspects. And this is what you will see that deep intimacy happens if I get comfortable to express whosoever I am.
Yes.
I met so many men and women in my lifetime, even when I meet. I see in all of them just one thing going on, that they haven't been touched yet. Nobody has really looked at them yet. Everybody is seeing their projections, their expectations. And the deepest aspect of a woman, where she's Shakti only, no man has reached there yet. He's just seeing one social role and an image of woman. Maybe a wife, maybe a girlfriend or something. He has not looked at that Shakti which is vibrating. And once that Shakti is seen, that's what Tantra is. If I see your Shakti, you will become aware of yourself as Shakti. If I see a Buddha in you, you will become aware of your Buddha inside you. But people are looking their stories, and you become a reflecting energy. You will become their story. And that's where you will feel that you are no more yourself. So that's how we are misdirected, even by the people's expectations, even without their saying anything. But if you are seen as you are, but for that, don't expect others to see you as you are, but first, be daring, close your eyes. That's why my first exercise I tell students, before you enter any meditation, every day in the morning, write 3-4 pages, whatsoever is going on. Write about yourself, the aspect you did not talk to anybody. Keep on writing. Once you put it out, then look at it without judgment, while you're writing. Once you have to reveal to yourself what all you think, what you really think. Many thoughts you don't allow yourself to think, allow them to be written. Once you put that self out, they all become part of your one unified mind. Then you will have no problem with others' thoughts. What we reject in others is exactly the same thing we reject in ourselves.
Yes.
If I accept myself being angry and aggressive, I will not judge anybody.
Correct.
Have you seen children when they get angry? It's so beautiful. And it's over just like that also.
Yes.
And people get angry, it's ugly.
Yes.
And it goes for years.
Yes. Yeah. So basically, any form of a judgment on the outside is actually a judgment of our own self.
Yes. Because there is no out in. It's one life only, one energy.
Is that why people say what you see in others is a reflection of who you are?
Yeah.
Both beauty and things that are ugly.
Most of the, like creative people, why they go crazy is that because they chose beauty and all that, but then later on, because they opened their eyes and they were trained in a specific way and they wanted to see only beauty, but because I'm aware of beauty, I will become aware of the ugliness as well.
Okay.
And they want to avoid that. And that's why they go crazy. They judge that darkness because they have seen light. So the whole point of this is that life by vibration is beautiful, which contains both the ugly and beautiful.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's life. In fact, if you really feel life, then there's nothing really ugly going on. It's just because it's just vibration of the same. So that's why in love, you don't mind the negative aspects of your lover. You find them beautiful. So that's where the bhakti aspect is, that no matter what's happening, it's beautiful. So the thought is the real issue with ideas. Actually, again, there are words, beautiful and ugly. Otherwise, it's just life, isn't it?
So when it comes to this one particular quote by Rumi that says, what you seek is seeking you. For me, I think over the last few years, it has had multiple meanings. The first meaning that I started to understand out of it is because I believe in the process of conscious manifestation, you can co-create your life with the universe. For me, the first understanding of that was whatever you're seeking for, if there is a desire in your heart about something, the desire also wants you, the energy of the desire also wants you, and that's exactly why the desire has been placed in your heart. And over the last few years, my understanding of that has started to change, where now I understand it from the perspective of what you seek is within you. Instead of what you seek is seeking you, what you seek is within you. What is your take on that? What you seek is seeking you?
I think you're right. How you say, there are two kind of mentalities, One are outgoing mentalities. For them, their devotion is to the other. And in today's time, that is very rare. Today's time, we are more self-oriented. So hence your statement that what is seeking is within you. Essentially, even in devotion, what people find outside is basically reflection of who they are inside. Because, in Punjabi, they say that, Bulle Shah says that, Ranja Ranja kardi ni main, aap hi Ranja hoi. Ranja means the name for God, that I was calling his name Ranja Ranja and I myself become Ranja. So same, when you say Ram, 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 the whole realization is finally you realize this is Ram only, chanting Ram. And that's it. So then that's the thing that, as I said, darkness wants to become light. So darkness is seeking light because it's carrying the light, It is basically the pull of that life, which is want to circle, move in circle, rising and settling. So this is the movement,
Okay.
Is you're basically getting attracted to, let's say we are kind of divided. Our longing is to become one again. So thoughts are keeping you separate, isolated.
Yes.
And your longing is to feel yourself as cosmos. Not just few pieces, tree and people and this and that. So that's what love makes you experience. That's what meditation makes you experience. That's what devotion makes you experience. That finally you merge with what you are. What is separating you is the idea. That's why they say drop the idea, you are already one. So that is more technical way of saying. But the beautiful aspect is that when Arjuna asks Krishna that who you like, he said, I like devotee, and there are yogis or the Vedantic approach, I am only self, only self. That's fine. But he says that this relationship with life, with as dual, that you are that and I am this. He said, I love that best, because such a person is really witness to God, how it is. Other is just dissolving. They will not see much of it. But to become an entity, but as a das, as a surrendered being, then Krishna likes to show his form. You see, it's one thing to become yogi, some tantric and do siddhis and practices, and then you find something what you were looking for. But then it's completely another. When you become a lover, you say, I don't want anything. Then that artist show you his forms then, which no yogi gets to see.
Okay.
Only a devotee gets to see. But in India, as they say, that there is path of only me, yoga or only you, devotion and all. And third path is Buddha's path, nothingness. There's fourth path, which Chandilya talks about. It's called the Bhagavatta. Intelligence, Satta they call it. It is all. It is I also, you also, nothing also. But there is something else also. So that is the, in a way, greatest space. It's like, it's intelligence, it plays as I, as devotee. Like Ramakrishna, if you read all this Devi Suktam, she says that I am the Brahma, I am the clouds, I am the Vishnu. What does that mean? Essentially, that cosmic wisdom, it is mystery and no character. But it becomes a yogi also, it becomes a devotee also, it becomes the divine also for that devotee. As howsoever you perceive me, that's how I will appear to you. So we are given a creativity. It's not there is yogic path or this. You can really provoke, you can really not force, what is the right word? You can really inspire divine to appear to you with its various forms because you want to appreciate. Then it's an endless journey. That's why this, Narada and all, they never attain liberation because they didn't want liberation. They want to see its play. So he also needs audience, Wow, beautiful. And then there is fun. Otherwise, I'm making a painting, nobody to appreciate. What's the point, So there should be some appreciator. And that's exactly what everybody, we do. You don't even need love. To be appreciated is love. We have just given a romantic term to it.
Wow.
Because the moment I see you, that's the only time you exist, really. What we call love is you first time feel I exist. And that is love. It's not a selfish thing. Because nobody is looking at you. I am looking at my thought and you're completely ignored. You have gone shadow and I am projecting my thought onto you. So imagine if you really want to, you say, I want to see you, that's all. Then don't expect one Krishna or one Brahma or one Shiva. Then get ready to be blown.
Yeah.
Because it can come to meet you from anywhere.
Yeah. So true bhakti is the ultimate form of surrender where you say, let the world be however it wants. Let my life be however it wants. I just want to feel your presence.
I want to walk with you. I want to dance with you. This beautiful thing I was reading. Somebody was saying, he said, when you lie down and chant, then Krishna comes and sit next to you and listens. And if you sit down and chant, Krishna comes and stands next to you and listens. And if you stand up and chant, then Krishna dances around you. And when you dance and chant, then he comes and hugs you. Feel it. So he doesn't want meditators really. He wants dancers. Beautiful. I want to dance with you. You see, then the relation is not a deal. It's a relationship of love and friendship. I have no problem however your forms appear. I welcome all. Then you will be welcomed all. Being together is so much joy. Why would you like anything else? And if you're a friend with the king, whatever you need will be given, because that's not the point at all. But for us, whole point is what I can get. That's why it has corrupted every relation, every situation. Nobody is doing any job, any relation without what I get from it. If you just give it without any condition, you receive without condition.
So when we resist the flow of life, we're also resisting the cosmic dance.
Yes, and we do not know how to be friends.
Is it scary to be friends?
You know, Hanuman's one name is Maitreya.
Okay.
Sun's one name is Maitreya, means friend. When I move my hand, Hanuman, the prana is moving my hand. That means it is always with me, whatsoever I do. That is a friend. Sun is always there, no matter what seasons, it's always there working for you. That's why he's the best friend. So who is your best friend? Present moment. Rest, everything comes and goes. Your present moment is always with you, holding you in your suffering and happiness. To be with the present, not as a technique, but as a friend. So then, Vipassana, which is a technique, if you add friendship with it, it becomes bhakti. So you're sitting and watching breath, but being with a friend who is moving through you. So then same meditation is devotional meditation.
Okay, it's true.
So essence of love or friendship or Tantra is enjoying being with each other. So if you really want to ask yourself, what is your relation with this life? Do you enjoy being here with yourself? Or are you arguing with this moment? All desires are arguments, complaints. Otherwise, a friend say, you are here, that's enough. I don't need anything else.
Even the longingness or the desire to be somewhere else or do something else is coming from a place where you really don't enjoy the present moment. Even the longingness for enlightenment.
Yeah, because if it's a mental thing, you know.
Okay.
You see, it's a very interesting thing. We misinterpret this longing.
Okay.
Kabir has said, "Dhai akhar prem ka." Means in Hindi, when you write prem, it is a 2.5 letter.
Correct.
Why 2.5 letter? Because love always feels something more is left to give. It never feels fulfilled. That is the beauty of love.
Okay.
So this unfulfilledness, we think I will get thing or money, I'll be fulfilled. No. Being creative means you have formed, but you still have some more to form. That is not, in a way to fulfill a desire. That is just the nature of creativity, is nature of love. Is it keeps on giving, keeps on pouring.
Okay, that longingness, once we know how to differentiate that, the longingness that stems from creating more, the need to create more is coming from a space of shakti.
Yeah. You see, they say love is infinite. Why? Because you can never feel that you're done with love. You know, once you say, I have loved you enough, now it's over. No, you will have, keep on, because in each flow, you're experiencing something of life, you know, and that gives you more anand. You see, the step is like how Osho explained. You start with sex, then you learn to love. These two experiences will give you an understanding of what devotion is. People do not know how to be friend or even love somebody, and they're talking about devotion. Devotion is to be with, no matter what happens, all is welcome. That is devotion. And that, they say, is eternal thing. What we are looking for is dead end fulfillment of desires. People say, I want this. You know why life doesn't fulfill that? Because you're asking dead end things. If you say, make me a garden, life will do that for you. Because it will keep on going. But you want a fridge full of fruits. Instead of saying, make me a garden of fruits. So people are asking wrong things which are not in nature of life. If it fulfills you, it will kill you.
Wow.
You say, make me a flowing river. Give me what I need. It's willing to fulfill that. But we say, no, give me that what I want. And that is dead end.
So when we unconsciously choose the dead end, it's coming from a place where we are trying to fill a void that we think this dead end will fill.
Yes.
And life knows that is not the answer to your question.
Yes.
It is giving us something else, but we resist this because this is not what I asked for.
And when life is making you a river, you resist that. You call it suffering. That I was happy with one puddle. Now you're making me flow. You're changing everything. So that's why when you really understand life, life has no problem to fulfill what you need because it's a dialogue. See, what were all our prayers in the past were on Rig Vedas and all that. They were communications. You're appreciating it's beautiful to sun. And if there is, you see, it's a responsive and constantly growing cosmos. It also needs human to know what next can be done.
Yeah.
But what humans are doing, fill my pocket. But if you say, I have this wonderful idea, my request is, what if we can expand it?
Yeah.
It will make it happen.
Yeah.
Because it's not that only my command. No. Because he's also sitting in you, inventing new commands.
Yeah.
But we have made our own little beggar request. Give me this, give me that. If you make a command inside that, I want this thing to expand, I want many people to feel this. Now you're talking like life. Now you're becoming a friend of life. Now you're not saying it's about me. You're saying it's about you. When you say to life, it's about you, then whole life becomes about you. In Taoism, Lao Tzu says that when you surrender to nature, whole nature starts to serve you.
Yeah.
So serving is participating really.
Yeah. Wholeheartedly.
We have made these words ugly. Do the service.
Okay.
No. Participate.
That's so true, because in the last 2.5 years, the way I've seen my life change was when I came from a perspective of when I am of service to other people, the universe is of service to me. And that perspective truly changed how I started to view the world, view myself, and do everything that I do. But do you think it is also human arrogance to believe that we are the most evolved beings in the world?
Fragmentation and division of idea. Because we feel inferior, that's why we want to be special. Otherwise, this cosmos, every particle is super special. So this is kind of most of the effort to become special is coming out of inferiority complex.
Correct.
You know? Everybody is kind of which culture is better, which race is better, which path is better. It's all, you're not valuing the water, you're valuing which river. And the whole point is that no matter, even puddle has water.
Yes.
Flowing river has more dimensions. So some people who cannot be river, if they don't focus on all that mess, but become aware of the water aspect, that's what self is, you know. Even in darkness, there is, like Krishna Smriti says, very beautiful thing. That, sir, when you are in darkness, your awareness that it is dark, that is light. So focus on that light, which knows it is darkness.
The beauty of the life just lives in living this moment.
Yes. And it is constantly improvising and going beyond itself. Do you think that what Buddha experienced or what the Rishis experienced 5,000 years ago is the same thing of life? Today, what we experience? No.
Okay.
It is constantly evolving. But you are experiencing what I am experiencing, two separate things. There is no general truth. There is no general thing. Each person is experiencing a unique cosmos and unique enlightenment. That's why Ram was unique. Krishna was unique. Sadhguru is unique. Osho is unique. And how to know somebody is bullshitting? When they repeat. When they bring in Gitas and this and that to make their point. No. Make your point. That's what that wants you to make your point. Krishna point, I know. I know Buddha's point. Tell me what you see. That is where you enter the kingdom of gods, really, because there is only originality, and only way to know what is truth in you when you are original and individual. That's what that appreciates, and that's what society hates. Don't be unique and individual. We can't handle you anymore. And look at any artist who was unique and individual, any enlightened who was unique and individual, they were not accepted by their society. Buddha was rejected. Every Kabir, Buddha, look at anybody, look at Osho, nobody accepted them. Later on they worship.
Yeah.
Because truth is comfortable as your thought, but as a live fire, it will burn you. So that's why there is so much of, dependence on philosophies. Because you can control that. You can analyze it. Sit in front of fire and try to analyze. It will burn you.
Yeah. Is it why we have so many deities? Because each deity is a representation of truth itself?
Yeah. I give this example that somebody is looking at deity and divine and worshipping its feet. Somebody is worshipping the legs. Somebody is worshipping the hand, the Vishnu aspect. Leg aspect is Durga aspect. Somebody is worshipping the head, Shiva aspect. But then there is devotee, which is all of you. I want to see all of you. I won't focus on any one part. Like Ramakrishna did. He tried every path because he was interested in the whole form of Kali.
Okay.
Not just one selective one path. That's all. No. A lover or a creator is not interested into partial, all of you. To see all of you, I have to be able to digest all of you also. To take it all of you also. So, this various, you touch a leaf or a branch or a trunk or a root, you're touching the same tree. There's no need to have an argument. So, like Krishna keeps on saying in Gita that various people try different, they go to Tirath, some do. But they say, in a roundabout way, they all are addressing me. Because what else is there?
Right.
There is nothing else.
So the paths to understanding the ultimate truth, different people have different paths. So for example, Krishna, it is bhakti. For Ramana Maharishi, it's self-inquiry. For Buddha, it is to observe the sensations in the body. So are these all roads to the same destination?
It's all roads to become aware what is happening right now. Depends on your inclination. Because whatever you talk about, Krishna or whatever, they are all bringing you here where it is happening. Full blown. Infinite. That's why we're afraid of present. If you really look, when you really become in present, you're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
No end. You become aware Earth is moving around sun and you're riding on it with a smartphone. And it's infinite. And not only that, multiple cosmoses, parallel cosmoses. It looks more like a thought rather than an actual material happening.
True.
That's what Shiva is. It's somebody's thought. That's when you realize this. Then you go, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. Oh my God. Because then you say, I will understand. You can never understand. Even God doesn't understand himself, I think. What is the need? Whom you will tell? Which university you will talk in? Whole point is, Krishna word means, Krish means the existence, and Na means Anand, bliss. Bliss to exist. And Osho said very beautifully, there's a bliss to exist. And in living, a bliss which you don't like, we call it suffering. A bliss which you like, we call it happiness. And that's the duality happens. But if you accept both, you come across bliss of existing, bliss of being friend with this.
At every given point, we're just supposed to be where we exactly are at this point of time.
Yes.
That's it.
Because there is only one point which is present. You always are where you are. Not even supposed to be.
Wow. This changes the entire perspective about life, what we want, where we want to go. Literally everything. It just changes.
Think out from this point of view.
Mm.
If there is no time,
Mm.
if there is no space,
Mm.
right? Do you think we actually do things, or we actually go from one place to another? If it's all one energy, so do you think there is ever any doing? Means then it is not doing. It is a vibration. So this is the vibration of Shiva. Nobody is doing anything or going anywhere or reaching anywhere. Vibration. Beautiful thought is going on. You see, in the dream, you go somewhere.
Mm.
Did you go anywhere?
No.
So that's why they say all is illusion, but vibration is not that illusion. But images you see, for example, a movie you see, you're seeing actors doing the different. But in reality, there is one light standing still and film is going in front. So is there anybody doing anything on the screen?
No.
You see, it sent us micro examples. Everything is telling us something. For example, if you're looking at a movie, stay aware there's a light there and film there. You will not get into the story.
Oh, correct.
So that is what the technique is. See everything as a dream. See it as a dream. You will not get attached. Buddha says it's changing. Keep on watching the change. You will not get attached. Because you're aware of the essential truth of now. It's a constant change. Nothing is staying on. It's moving on, moving on. Now you're aware of the movement. That movement is Kali, the vibration. So staying aware of that movement of mantra, not the content of mantra, you're entering the present. But people go over the journey of mantra, this power, that is Maya. It is temporal, it will come and go.
So all the siddhis that rishis get in the journey of going to the ultimate truth, are they all distractions and some rishis get distracted?
Vibhuti, there is an adhyaya in the Yoga Sutra on Vibhutis. And this whole chapter is the only chapter most of the yogis talk about, what powers you get.
Okay.
But Patanjali Maharaj says, avoid these things. There will be the distractions coming to you. You will be able to do this, you will be able to do that. Avoid this. That's a caution chapter. He is not writing praises of yogic powers. He is saying that once you start to do yogic practice, these things will happen. Avoid them. Otherwise, you will get distracted.
Okay.
You are going to get the whole cosmos and you start to catch few stones on the road. That's what they are. Like once Ramakrishna was taking a walk by Gangaji, one yogi over there was walking on the water. And the disciple asked me, what do you think? He said, it's for 2 paisa. What's 2 paisa? They say, why? He said, for me, it takes 2 paisa to cross the Gangaji in a boat. Otherwise, what is the value in life that you can walk on water? You're impressing egos. It's your ego trying to impress other ego.
Yeah.
Guru Tegh Bahadur, 9th Sikh Guru, was asked by Aurangzeb. He went for the case of Shaivik Brahmins in Kashmir, that not to be killed. And Aurangzeb said that, okay, I will not do if you can show me your spiritual person and show me some miracle. And Guru Tegh Bahadur said, I cannot show you a miracle because it will be a disrespect to the miracle which is going on right now. For you, walking on water or walking on fire is a miracle. You don't see this miracle which is going on. A piece of rock moving around sun. Infinite cosmos. You are blind. And you look, I create a card or because you, wow. This shows how stupid and idiotic we are. Healing. Who am I to interfere with your life? If you are supposed to go through a suffering, it's the will of life. I cannot interfere by healing unless it flows through me and heals you.
Okay.
That's the point.
How do you know is the difference that it is flowing through you or you're interfering with the process?
Criterion is, if I think I am doing it,
okay.
If you become a doer, then consequences are also yours.
Yeah.
Your sickness will come to me.
Yeah.
But when I say it will do, it has to. You will never take credit also. The moment you take credit for anything, its karma also comes to you. That much freedom we have.
Do you believe in the existence of parallel universes?
I don't know what does that really mean. Point is that definitely must be there. One scientist was saying recently that you change something now, even your past is changed because it's vibrating now.
Yes, that
so
also
that means the child aspect of me, that cosmos is still going on. That means future aspect of me, that cosmos is still vibrating. But change, it doesn't mean it's rigid or destiny. I invent something here, it changes
everything.
That's what creativity, Brahma is. Otherwise, creativity has no scope if there is destiny. If predestined, means no point of creativity.
So if that is the case, then what is your take on astrology?
Astrology originally was invented to make you see that you are part of one design. So a surrender happens. Not fatalistic mind bent, oh, everything is predestined. No. You become aware that you're part of this circuit. It should bring a joy into your heart. That everything you do, whole cosmos is participating. You're not alone. This takes a whole cosmos with multiverses to move one finger. And you say, I am nothing. And you say, I am something special. No, you are divine only. Nothing can exist with the whole cosmos along with it. That's why when you say Ram, it is Ram. Because to say Ram, how do you think it is happening? Whole cosmos is saying through you Ram. So what it is saying? That which exists, Ram. Ram. People say, I am chanting since years, nothing is happening. No, you're not looking, it is happening. When you say Ram, it is Ram only going Ram, Ram. That's what Hanuman is into. He's only seeing this Ram going on. For him, there is no past, no future.
So what happens when we recite Hanuman Chalisa?
Hanuman Chalisa can only be recited in the present.
Okay.
So that is Hanuman. Hanuman is a live fire, not your concept of Hanuman Chalisa, not your concept of monkey god, or not your concept of this power or that power, because there is one power present, forming everything. Once you're plugged in, you then do things by the command of the present, the command of Ram. And it's a joy to vibrate to his frequency. Why Hanuman is called Rudra Avataraya? Because he's arising out of that presence. Out of the blue we are appearing. It's all Hanuman. Hanuman means movement of Ram. Whereas Ram, the Shiv, is just a presence. Basically, definition of Shakti is Hanuman is walking ahead of her. Kali, Durga, Bhavani.
Okay.
Hanuman, Langur, is walking in front of her. In Durga Chalisa, they say.
Okay.
That means all the movement you see is Hanuman. It is Kali moving as Hanuman. And Kali is the vibration of Shiva, the Ram. Why they say Hanuman is messenger of Ram, Ram Dutaya? As we were talking, this is existing. It means there is something which is thinking of it. That's why it is appearing. So looking at it, you become aware of that. But if you get stuck with the image, why it is like this? In Punjab, we call hukam. Hukam means it's more a warrior's way to understand devotion. Guru Nanak says that, Kaho Nanak jin hukam pachhata, Prabhu Sahib ka tin per jata. Means whosoever has recognized hukam, they have understood the secret of Prabhu Sahib. What is the hukam? I ask you.
The present moment.
Whosoever recognizes the hukam of present, you have reached home. How I can go against the hukam? All your desires are against the hukam. All your complaints are against the hukam. You're saying, this is not okay. Come on, show me your face. This is not okay. Seriously? You're not looking at me. This is the hukum. So hukum is what is going on. And once you realize, then why I'm fighting? This is the hukum. Present is the hukum.
It just changes my entire perspective about life.
Welcome to Rishikesh.
Why did you choose to be in Rishikesh?
I don't know. I was never going to come here. My friend said, just go for 3 days. I came here. Bas. Now it's 8-9 years now. 2017 I came. It is a kind of a spiritual headquarters. If you know how to be here. People just come take selfies and leave. Otherwise, you can reach self by coming here if you forget the selfie.
No, it's so true. It's so true. Even when we are not having the conversation, when there is silence, there's some very tranquil peace here.
There is lots of... Osho was saying that why Gangaji is sacred, because millions of people have become enlightened in practice on these banks. So every particle of sand is vibrating. But what you see these days is beer bottles. Otherwise, if you can sit by Gangaji's bank and meditate for at least 2-3 weeks every day, within 2 weeks, you will start to have experiences. But be careful, because it's fire. It will destroy many of your ideas about what spiritual is, divine is. Because the actual, when it is seen, then your spirituality and materiality is forgotten. You start with the idol, but then that idol is also taken away, because now it wants to meet you. You don't need now idols. When you meet a person, you still keep on calling them their name? No. You forget the name, you see the reality in front.
Yeah.
So that's how it works.
You know what? The day we decided, we reached out to your team about doing this podcast, the first question I wanted to ask you was, what is the purpose of life? But now I don't have that question.
That's why, like Leela, play. Osho said that it will take humanity to another 1,000 years to understand what Krishna was really saying. Right now, people are catching, according to, if they like sound meditation, they are catching that chapter. If somebody Karam Yoga. But overall, it's a play. It's a play of 7 colors. Krishna is the 7 colors. Ram is the light, white light, the sun. And those 7 colors is your destiny. But combination is infinite. That is where your freedom is.
Is this conversation also a part of the Leela?
What is not part of the Leela? I told you it's narcissist. It likes to be talked about. I think the secret for anything to happen in your life is playfulness. What makes you stressed and cancels your energies, your eyes in the future for some result. But when you are here just playing, then it starts to play with you. That's what it meant, that when you stand up, dance and chant, it hugs you. So let's just say that I want to be hugged by you. That, be careful, wish will be fulfilled very fast. And you should be able to handle that current. You see, we say, get me this, give me that. That is kind of, putting God to your service.
Yeah. The mind is also kind of terrified about the fact that if I just have this desire, I will become desireless.
Yeah. Desire is essentially creativity.
The true desire.
True desire is creativity. Longing to expand, to create more. You don't live life as you find it. You leave it more beautiful. Once you have that intention, now you are the best friend with life. Mostly people are living life uglier than they found.
Correct.
So, yogic path is, don't make any change. Leave it as it is. See, materialistic path is, you leave it a bit messed up. Devotion path is you add to its beauty. One is Buddhist non-interference, just staying at a distance. You don't change anything, you don't interfere. But I feel life wants us to participate, not to interfere. And mostly people come, connect with me, they want to, like for example as a human I'm giving, they want to help, but I see they're not participating, they're interfering. They have an idea how things should be. Instead of having a dialogue, let's play together. There is an innocence. Because life is giving constantly something new, it can enter only into an innocent mind, playful mind. But if you're already filled with philosophies and ideas, you will miss every moment it is new. So that newness is the essence of it, We're always facing present, and it's always a new form, new sound you will hear. Nothing is ever repeated. Even recognizing that, you're recognizing what's really going on.
Yeah.
And once you start to appreciate within you the new, the unique, that is Swadharma. And honoring that is the honoring and standing for the divine. But we stand for something which is expected of us. And we are afraid of something unique, rebellious in us. And that unique rebellious is the fire, the actual light of Thakurji.
It's such an irony, right? Most of us feel if people in power are able to view life like this. But the irony is people who view life like this will never want to be in power.
Yeah. It's like humility is super powerful. Lao Tzu says very beautiful example. He says that soft is the most powerful force in the cosmos. And whole design of life is to protect the soft. And it destroys the hard. And we are trying to be hard, hence we keep on feeling defeat and death. You become soft and vulnerable. Whole life will rush to take care of you. Because in soft, you represent the divine. God doesn't need to be hard. It's vulnerable and soft. That's where you experience the beauty of life. Look at the earth. Seed goes into hard inside it. Like ego. It is afraid, I will lose. It will destroy the seed. But it doesn't destroy the soft in it. It makes it a tree. So this is I think the ideal approach towards suffering. That suffering is taking your hard out, but it will never destroy your soft. It will support it. That's why it is called mother. So, but we mistrust life. We think suffering happens, we start to mistrust. No, it is actually making you grow and expand by taking garbage out of you. You are sticking to garbage, clinging to garbage and saying, this is my life. Feel lucky that it takes away all that.
So if that is the case, then the purpose of the emotions that we have is again to bring us back to us, to this present moment.
Yes.
Is it making us aware of something on the inside?
You're coming to know your dimensions. You see, self-realization is not something which happens after meditation practice. The day you were born, you are experiencing till death only yourself in different experiences.
Exactly.
So, you're supposed to experience yourself, not stuck to few thoughts and concepts or structures or relations.
And just long for the same thing to happen again and again.
There is no self-realization. There is self-realizing. Like Ramana says that if you're looking at a tree, you're not only looking at a tree, you're looking at yourself also, which is aware of the tree. But if you really look, if you're thinking and looking, you're not aware of yourself. You're bound to become aware. Like Shiva says in one technique, as soon as attention alights, then the self. Means as soon as you become aware of something, you're not becoming aware of the tree. You're becoming aware of yourself as a tree. Kartikeya, which becomes whatever it does. Whatever it sees, it becomes that. Shiva has become tree, become wall, has become you, has become me, has become this gesture and is talking. So it's up to you. Meet it directly or meet it through technique. It pleases him if you meet directly.
So what is the true essence of Gita?
Krishna. Krishna is the essence of Gita. Krishna means this total Jagat Guru. Present is the Jagat Guru. Look at all the enlightened people. When did they speak? Present. Who is talking right now and who is listening right now? Present. So the real Guru is not Ramana or Krishna, but the present. It appears as Krishna or Ramana or Rama or Dattatreya. And can you see the play, the fun of it?
Yeah.
Each time unique new form, talking some new philosophy.
But the essence is just the same.
Essence is this life.
Yes.
As it is with every form included. You make no choice. Then you see that. Then you come to the belly. Not in the head, not in the emotion. Total electric with all its possibilities of apps it can play.
When you just embrace and are very comfortable with the present moment, there's literally nothing to be scared of, right?
Fear is about tomorrow.
Yeah.
And once you realize fallacy of tomorrow, I tell people that you have to become expert into present action. You will not be scared of anything because all you ever got is present action. If you know how to do it totally, you know this does everything.
And when we start enjoying the present moment, enjoying the process of doing what we're doing, then we're not waiting for the destination to show up.
No. Because like a circle, you stand on any point on a circle, it is beginning also, it is end also.
Yeah.
And Vishnu is called the Chakra Dhari. This circular movement is the point. Every given moment is the end of what you have known till now, and it's also the beginning. Let me say it in a more funny way. On earth, you can stand anywhere and start to walk. You will reach the same place where you started from, right? Basically, you're chasing your own butt. So that's what realization is. Trying to catch your own tail. Then you realize, why I'm trying to catch it? I have it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why I'm trying to look at my butt? I have it. Sit on it. Work with it.
This is just amazing. This entire conversation, I don't know when we walked inside, it's done some shift inside of me with respect to my desires, with respect to viewing life, with respect to literally everything.
What helps people most is you have to be more like approach it more like an art, more like music. Because mantras meanings are not in the words, but the sound, the music of it. Essentially, how it is said is that it is an artwork. We are seeing it as a factory production. We do not know how to appreciate the artwork. So, most of the people who discovered or came closer to the truth, they're mostly artists. Their approach was very artistic.
Yeah.
Because art includes efficiency as well as prosperity. For an inventor, it's more like an art form, but it ends up benefiting.
Yes, there's an outcome.
Yeah, it's the logic and poetry together. That's what art is, You have to be very scientific to learn painting. So, and again, with science, you have to be a little poetic to understand deeper meanings. You can look at all the scientists' life. They had some crazy bent to them.
Yeah.
That's why they could invent something.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's how it works.
Satyaji, one last question before we wind up. If you just have to say what is at the depth of your heart at this point of time, what would it be?
Haven't I said enough? It was all from depth of the heart. I would say that what is said in Upanishads, the highest quality of spirituality is Shravan. Listen. It's going on. Only good speakers, good singers are who are good listeners. Because it teaches you, you speak. What we are suffering from is everybody is talking, nobody is listening. What is the frustration in relations? You don't listen to me. I will listen to you only when I have time from speaking. So when you listen, your whole life shifts from listening is taking birth. Dhamma, water. Ra, the fire, is called death. Ram. Then you take birth. Then again you die. Express as fire and take birth. But listening is the key. We never really listen. We throw thoughts at things. Otherwise, sermon is going on non-stop. What do you think this is going on? Who do you think it is? Do you think that's cuckoo? It is sun making a sound as a cuckoo. Sun is called Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. It makes us, gives us birth, then sustains us, destroys us. Sun, it burns things, sustains things, and gives birth to new. That's why sun is called Om. It's making the sound of Om. So it's somebody's thought, If you don't meet it here, forget about it. You won't meet it anywhere. And that's what most people are waiting. After I do these many techniques and all. Thing is, you don't really want to meet. You just want to have your trip somewhere.
Yeah. Your idea of what it feels like.
वो तो मिलने को तैयार है, हम नहीं तैयार. मिलना है तो बात करो. तो वही बात है कि उसको मिलने वाले पसंद है, बाकियों को कहते हैं हाँ ठीक है. You want liberation? Okay, take it. Just go.
I don't know. Generally, I finish the podcast with so many lines. With you, I just want to say thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.